It's time for Talking Sports, Birmingham's only weekly sports update to put you in the game. Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Now, here is your winning action host, Keefer, and the legend.
Happy Saturday morning, everybody. It's Talking Sports on ABC 3340. Kip and the legend ready to bring it to you. How you doing today, my man?
Man, what a Saturday last week, Kip. I mean, it was Tell the Truth Saturday. Auburn told the truth. Texas A&M and UCF told the truth. Michigan told the truth. Wisconsin told the truth. I'm ready for another big Saturday, Kip.
Yeah, it was an interesting week last week for sure. I see you've prominently not mentioned Georgia, who you've been a little tough on this week on the internet.
And we'll see when we put my top 10 poll up in a minute. I have dropped them way down the list.
Wow, I don't know. We have to talk about that. Welcome to the show. It's Talking Sports, brought to you by Birmingham Greyhound Racing. The gates are open today for a fabulous day of football and racing excitement. The Parlay Sports Contest going gangbusters. Baseball playoffs right around the corner.
Wow!
It is just this is the ultimate time.
It's popping out there, Kim.
Yeah.
It's popping. If you ain't been, get on out there, baby. It's like Jimmy the Greek, Snoop Dogg, Elvis. I mean, it's like the Rolling Stones out there. I mean, it's crazy out there. If you're a sports fan, if you ain't been, you got to go, Kim.
We got a big day today. The Belmont big race is the Jockey Club Gold Cup. And you've got some very familiar guys in this one. Code of Honor and Tacitus, who we saw run 1-2 in the Travers just a month ago, taking on the older horses for the first time. That's the big race of the day. All right, let's get into it. The Legend Top 10, which is always a topic of conversation. And there it is. And I notice, I
know you got some questions, so go ahead and hit me with it.
Let's go right from the top.
All right.
1C remains the same.
I am impressed with this LSU offense, Kip, and I've been saying it for weeks. College football is no longer a defensive game. It's all about the offensive now, and LSU has as good as offense as anybody in the country. I have them right there with Alabama, Clemson. Until they show me different, I think this is the year of the tiger until they run into that elephant. Kip.
Isn't it funny how it works, though? All these years, LSU hasn't had a quarterback. It's been the big thing it's missing. Now they got Joe Burrow. And, Legend, I got to tell you, I don't see the prototypical great LSU defense this time. So wouldn't that be a heck of a note that they have all this offensive production and they're going to get outscored in all their big games 49-45?
Well, if you look at the top 6 right here, Kip, you'd have to say the best defensive so far on this list would be Ohio State and Wisconsin. You know, it goes back again to what I said. The game has turned into an offensive game. It don't matter if you give up 30 if you score 50, Kip.
Well, but on the Ohio State point, let's talk about that.
All right.
Look at the 4 teams they've played. It drives me nuts. It drives me insane this time of year when they put up a graphic where they have the number 2 scoring offense in the country. And you look at their schedules, and the teams that play these just lousy tomato cans get credit for their statistics. I think it's insane.
Well, somebody asked me about this again, and I'm going to defend this. It goes back to NFL talent, Kip. And when I put this top list up, I always consider NFL talent. I'm the only top 10 person in the country that considers NFL talent. Ohio State's loaded across the board. Justin Fields looks like the real deal. And Mr. Dobbins is a dominant running back, Kip.
Yeah, they're on a roll. They're on the road at Nebraska this week, which you would think would be a minor test. But Nebraska, Scott Frost, is a 0. They're not playing very well.
Well, the thing about Nebraska, Kip, they're bipolar. And when you're bipolar, you never know who's going to show up, Kip.
Yeah.
Could be the person that you love to have the dinner. Could be the person you have to call the law on, Kip. You just never know. Maybe the right Nebraska shows up this week.
Well, their defense is very polar. It sucks. So, sorry to be so frank. All right, we talked about Georgia a little bit in the opening.
Yes.
Georgia, the gigantic light show in Sanford Stadium, they've installed these fancy LED lights. It looked like a rock concert the whole time. And it's funny, I was reading that they had all these recruits invited to go to the game, and almost every one of them said, "Oh, the lights were awesome." So we forget we're dealing with 18-year-old kids. So kudos to Georgia for coming up with an angle to impress the recruits. But you weren't impressed with the win against Notre Dame.
No, they played a very average Notre Dame team, Kip. And Notre Dame was a good drive away from upsetting Georgia in their home turf. Now, I love this Georgia team. I'm not saying they're not a threat because they are. It would be stupid to say they're not. But when I look at their receivers, Kip, I see greatness a year or two down the line.
Yep.
I don't see greatness now. When you look at Alabama, greatness at wide receiver. Look at Clemson, greatness at wide receiver. Look at LSU, greatness this year at wide receiver. I don't see it with Georgia. I don't think they're a top 5 team. I'm not sold on this Bulldog revolution that Feinbaum and others are pushing. I don't think they're a top 5 team.
We only got about 30 more seconds. What about your bottom 3 there? I see Penn State has slithered into the mix. I'm not so sure they're really a quality outfit, but I guess you got to rank somebody.
You see, it goes back to what we've talked about all year. Me and you called this, Kip, it is a cream puff nation. After you get past the top 6 or 7 teams, maybe 8, everybody else is a bunch of cream puffs. We could have put UAB and Troy at 9 and 10. It really don't matter. It's that sad after you get past the top 10, the top 6, 7 teams. But Florida, hey, you're still undefeated for a short time. Boy.
Okay, well, we're going to carry the Alabama and Auburn discussion over to the beginning of the next segment, so stay right where you are. Basically, the only pertinent games in the SEC today are right here in this state. Kip and the Legend back on Talking Sports in just a minute.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Talking Sports. I'm here with my man, Kip Keefer. Kip and the Legend, Birmingham's dynamic duo, Birmingham's only pregame show. Kip, we doing it big. We're sponsored by the Birmingham Race Course, and it's time to tell who this segment is sponsored by, Kip.
Kimco, our good friends and loyal supporters, and you have sung the praises of Kimco many times, family-owned company. And these are guys that can do it all.
Yes, they can. 334-356-2005. If you have a need in your building, be it plumbing, be it electrical, be it even housekeeping, this company does it from the front door to the back door. They big time, Kip.
They'd probably come in Pet Whisper if you need them.
Yeah, maybe.
They do it all.
Get your pet clean.
That's
you know?
right. Kimco, a great company. Proud to have them as a sponsor here on Talking Sports. All right, thank goodness. In the SEC today, we've got a couple of games of at least somewhat of interest with the Mississippi invasion of Alabama. It's funny how both the Mississippi schools are here. But we got to start. We usually start with Alabama, but this week I think we're duty-bound, and I personally need to say that I predicted before the season there's no way Auburn goes to Texas and wins both those games. We talked about it last week. Texas A&M certainly appeared to have the edge in most of the major matchups.
I lost that one.
Yeah, I was wrong, and I know you like Texas A&M. So Auburn, props to you, Gus Malzahn, the whole staff. That was just about a perfect road game. They just played phenomenally.
Yeah, the thing about Auburn, we said this at the first of the year, when you have the number 2 defensive line in the country and you have the projected number 3 offensive line in the country, it really comes down, do you have a quarterback? And let's sing the praises of Mr. Bo Nix. I was critical here last week, but Bo Nix appears to be a big-time quarterback, Kip, with the possibility of greatness. And I admit that I was wrong on Bo. I was wrong about Bo. But here's the thing. Got to prove it every week in the SEC. Got to do it every week in the SEC.
Brutal. That's for sure.
But I like this -11 in Auburn today. Me and you're not impressed with Mississippi State.
No.
You don't think Mississippi State goes down there and puts up much of a
but
fight,
I'm
do you?
worried about this being a little bit of a letdown game because there was so much emphasis on A&M. Mississippi State is traditionally quite a difficult rival for Auburn.
That's true.
They've played some really tight games over the years. I'm just wondering, we thought Auburn was a little flat at home those last 2 appearances. Are they going to be able to rev it back up? 11.5, tough line. I'm not touching this with a 10-foot
No, I'm not
pole.
touching this one with a 20-foot pole. Absolutely not. Neither one of these games is a game that I would bet, But we got to talk about them because we love them. Yeah, we love them, and everybody else loves them. But if I had to pick this game, I like Auburn to win. I think this Auburn team is fixing to hit their stride, And this is a very dangerous team. So I had them 7A and 7B with Georgia. I think they're just as good as Georgia because in the trenches, they are experienced, and their secondary is long, lanky, and fast, and will hit you. This is a dangerous Auburn team.
And they really got to display their speed, which that's how they took control.
They got a couple receivers.
Schwartz is ridiculous. Schwartz is a world-class sprinter.
Wow. And I have to let's give him the Gus Bus credit. We was critical. We had him broke down on the side of the road with 4 flat tires, Kip, but he has got new tires. He's got a new engine. He got him a good carburetor, got some fresh oil, and put some of that stuff in his gas tank. Gus is calling some plays, Kip. Give him credit. I give credit where credit due. And when you get that other $49 million credit contract, Gus, just throw me a little bit.
You mean all these new plays aren't Dillingham, the new offensive coordinator? This is Gus because they're succeeding.
It's Gus.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, that's going to be an interesting game to watch. The other Mississippi squad is in Tuscaloosa today. As an Alabama fan, let me ask you a candid question. I've been watching too many congressional hearings. So I need to talk for 5 minutes before I give you 10 seconds to answer, but I'm not going to do that. Does it get tiresome every single week you play a team and you're a 35-point favorite?
I absolutely love it, Kip. I'm one of them individuals that wanted 40 presents at Christmas, not 10. You know? And my mama always did that. There was presents everywhere hanging on the wall. I love stomping people in the ground, Kip. I love it when it's 35-0 and Tua Jr. can come in and get him a little playing time because I think the future at Alabama, it might be Tua Jr., Kip. So we'll save that one for another day. But I'm not betting this game, but I love it. 28-0, quickly. Get the second string, third string in, because when it gets time at the end of the year, we're going to need some experience back up, Kip.
Well, I had a winner steak dinner last week picking against Ole Miss at home.
Yes.
In the clash of cultures, the most progressive liberal school in the country, California, coming to the Old South traditional school, Ole Miss, and Cal was just better than them. And Ole Miss is actually favored by 2 points. So Ole Miss is, like you said, shown us the truth. We know what they are, and they're not much.
There's some hot garbage in the SEC at the bottom, Kip. There's some hot garbage, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that kind of garbage when you go out to the dumpster, you just say, well, somebody please come dump it.
Amazing. So there's not much going on in the SEC. We only got a minute till the next break. I got all excited this week. I heard on the news something about a whistleblower. And I thought maybe it was going to be like an attack on officials that are ruining the game. It's just more Trump delusion stuff. But I continue, we don't have a lot of time to talk about it here, but I continue to be just mortified at how important the officials now are on the influence of the games. It's getting to the point where they're more important than the players.
Absolutely. I watched the game last week, and every big play, you just held your breath. Kept talking about, is there a flag? Is there a flag? Yeah. I mean, you are ruining the game. Let these guys play. And some of these holding and pass interference calls are just pathetic. Because I put my hand on you. Come on, this is football.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, we got a lot more games to talk about, even though if the SEC schedule is pretty lousy this week, which it is. Kentucky at South Carolina, that's a thriller that I don't choose to even talk about. We got to go to break. When we come back, winner steak dinner, we will tell you the games we like this week. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Talking sports here on ABC 3340. This segment proudly sponsored by Craneworks, who Legend's been telling us about over the last couple of weeks. Just a big-time quality company that if you have heavy equipment and construction needs, or just about anything at all, this is the go-to company.
Get it out, Kip. Get it out.
This is the company.
You're bad as a Mississippi OC.
I'm telling you.
But, yeah, this is a great company right here, Kip. I mean, if you have a crane work need, if you have a heavy equipment need, if you need a chainsaw, Craneworks is a staple in Birmingham and a powerful company all over. You got me doing it now, Kip.
Yeah,
powerful company all over the country. We'll get it out, Craneworks. We love you. Everybody else loves you. If you have any crane work need, call this company right here.
Huge supporter of sports in the SEC, Craneworks. Proud to have them as a sponsor. All right, so now we're going to get into winner steak dinner. On our college picks collectively last week, we went 6-4. That was our worst week so far. So if your worst week is 6-4, I think we can live with that. And also, if you checked out talkingsports.info, my finest hour last week was putting a big thing on the website on Saturday morning. Upset alert. UCF was vulnerable.
Yes.
I thought Pittsburgh could knock them off, and lo and behold, that's what happened.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is a up-and-coming team. This is a team that you need to keep your eye on in the future. I spotted this team a week ago and just seen they had tremendous talent at wide receiver. The French kid is going to be a superstar, and this is a team on the rise, and they caught UCF, and they told the nation what everybody really knew UCF, you don't belong with the big boys.
Well, if you go outside Orlando, you might get beat.
Yeah.
I think it's like the second time that they've left Orlando in the last 4 years. All right, so let's look at winner steak dinner. You got a couple of good college parlays right off the bat here, and let us know.
Well, let's get them up on the screen. I'm waiting on them.
I know you
Here
got-
they
there
come.
you got
Parlay
'em.
number one. We're going to go with Clemson over North Carolina today, and we're going to go with North Carolina State plus the 6 over Florida State. I think Clemson just destroys North Carolina. This North Carolina team peaked after week 1 and started falling immediately after week 1. Mac Brown will get run over. This will be a 52-17 game. I like North Carolina State to beat Florida State head up. I don't even think they need the points, but take the points here. Big parlay here. Bet big on this one. Take Clemson. Take North Carolina State. Bet you a dime. Win you a quarter. Winner. The steak's on the grill. Steak dinner.
Not a very good week for Mac Brown last week. They fall at home to Appalachian State, who admittedly is a good Division II program, but you're not supposed to lose to Division II programs.
And I seen folks on Twitter talking about they feel sorry for Mac Brown.
Oh, good
Well,
grief.
folks start feeling sorry for you, and then I just spit clean across the
And you know who
when
the
folks
big-
feel sorry
You know
for
who the big winner in that whole tale is? Will Muschamp. He lost to North Carolina. They haven't won a game since. Okay, what's number 2?
All right, parlay number 2 is coming up here on the screen. We're waiting right there. It is. I love Nevada over Hawaii minus the 2, and I like Arizona just to beat the fire out of a UCLA team that pulled off a miracle.
I gotta tell you.
I mean, was that a miracle? I had Washington State minus 19 and turned the game off thinking that was secure. I mean, what in the world happened, Kip?
I'm telling you, you almost have to stay up till 1 in the morning and watch these West Coast games because it is insanity. I turned it on literally. It was 52-20 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter, Washington State. In the next 8 minutes, UCLA scored not 4, not 5, but 6 straight touchdowns.
Wow, it was
they were running
crazy.
back kicks. They were scooping and scoring. They were throwing 80-yard touchdown passes. If you missed it, you missed a lot because then Washington State retook the lead. UCLA scored right at the end. Final score, not in overtime, in regulation, 67-63. That's more points than the Alabama basketball team scored the entire year last year.
And here's the thing, Kim. I had left. They was up 31 in the
Unbelievable.
4th. And I love Mike Leach after the game. He said, we failed in every
Oh,
area.
God.
The coaching, the defense, the offense, the special team. Hell, the water boy even spilled the water.
It was just unbelievable. I mean, one of the wildest turnarounds
Great
in a
game.
game
Great
I've
game.
ever
Like a
seen.
Nintendo game. You
Because
gotta
UCLA
love it.
was really
Gotta
going nowhere.
love it. But this parlay here, I love this parlay.
Good.
Nevada beats Hawaii big. Arizona by 14 or more over UCLA. Put this parlay down. Bet big today. These are good parlays. And let's go on to parlay number 3. I think you will love this next parlay right here, Kip.
Well, I think I got them on the
Oh,
NFL
okay,
side,
okay.
so
Go ahead then.
Don't jump ahead of the
Okay,
game.
don't jump ahead of me.
That's
All
right.
I'm open, Kip. Remember, give me the ball,
Yeah,
Kip.
we got 3 and 4 in the next segment with
Okay.
the NFL. Okay, I'm going to give you my 4-pack real quick.
I like this.
I think UCF bounces. I think they're going to be, well, they're back in Orlando, and they're playing the Connecticut Huskies, who are just god-awful.
God awful.
43 points. I think this is going to
Cheeseburgers.
be 53-0 at halftime.
Okay, I like it.
think the UCF wrath is going to come out here. Legend, you might need to fan me off or something. Look, I've given points in every one of these games. What the heck's wrong with me?
You know, I'm going to just say right now, Herb Winters would not be happy with you.
I am going all. I'm just on the. I'm on the chalk this week. I think Washington is an up-and-coming team.
Yeah, I like Washington.
USC has won a couple games at home. The one time they went on the road, they lost to BYU. Washington killed BYU.
Yeah.
So I like the Huskies and Jacob Eason, another former Georgia quarterback, flinging it around the yards. And you see my other picks here. I don't know what's happening to me. I usually like getting points. I'm giving them.
You know, I'm really proud of you here because, you know, I'm usually the one giving the points and you're usually the one taking the points. I'm so proud of you because I love all four of these. I really see. You must have hung out with David Legend in the Batcave this week and got in on that computer deal that he's got going on.
Well, I was listening into the conversations.
I love this stuff. These are 4 great picks. I'm going straight to the racetrack after the show and laying this 4-team parlay.
Outstanding. All right, we're going to get to parlays 3 and 4 for the Legend in the next segment, which is coming up right after this.
This segment is sponsored by the Legend Can, presented to me by Coca-Cola. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're walking down the aisle in your local convenience store. You see Judy, John, Bill, Bob, Legend.
Unbelievable.
Right. Thank you, Coca-Cola, for finally recognizing that. Thank our friend. You know, she gave that to us, and that was special. Folks watching the show, loving the show. Just heard today, M&M Electric going to be a sponsor. You know, one of the best electrical companies in the country. We got a little bit of flour, too. There they are on the screen. I mean, it's going off, Kip. I mean, this Talking Sports thing getting big, man. You're going to get a limo be flying to Vegas before soon. What's going on?
I think that's way overdue. A little bit of flour. Best bakery in Birmingham. It's right on 280. It's right by Chuck E. Cheese. You can't miss it in Inverness. Get by there and see the whole staff and get all of your goodies for a great football Saturday.
Oh, man, a little bit of flour. You see the number right there, ladies and gentlemen. Tina, Dan, Cole, and their partner, they doing it big over at Kip. Wedding cakes, any kind of cake you need, gluten-free stuff. Everybody's buzzing about this place, Kip. Little bit of flour. If you ain't been, you robbing your belly.
Okay, let's go to the NFL.
I feel better than Paul Harvey at this.
Hey, that's right. Robbing your, and I like how you get deep in your belly. Yeah.
All right, parlay number 3. I love it, Kip. You're going to like it. I got my coat shirt on. I'm loving my coats. We are playing really good ball, and we got to be playing the most disorganized, dysfunctional team in the NFL. Got a coach already talking about Las Vegas. He don't care nothing about this year. Coach big over the Raiders. I like Daniel Jones, Kip. I love this rookie, the Washington Redskins. I know they got all them Alabama players on defense, but they are a horrible football team. They got no quarterback, no hope. Put the Colts, put the Giants. Bet a quarter, win $1 right here, Kip. I love this one. Winner, winner, steak dinner. Steaks on the grill, ladies and gentlemen. Colts, Giant, put that on a parlay, win big.
Yeah, the Falcons secondary made Jacoby Brissett look like Johnny Unitas last week. That was pretty amazing.
They did 17 straight completion. Who needs Andrew Luck? I heard he's off in an Amish village weaving a basket anyway. Who needs him?
At least he's not stressed out. That's good. I mean, you make hundreds of millions of dollars, but the stress is too much.
Too much.
Give me that opportunity.
All
right, who else you got?
All right, next parlay right here. I like the Falcons to bounce back big this week. This Tennessee
The second
team.
half, they actually dominated the game. The Colts just had too big a lead.
Yes, you know, this is a great offensive team. This don't seem like they can put it together. But I think they put it together at home. They seem to be a really good home team to me. This Tennessee team looked good the first week. They have went straight downhill afterwards.
2 in a row at home to the Jags and the Colts.
Oh, that's horrible. And I love Atlanta here. I love Dallas just to beat the stew out of the Saints, Kip. I mean, the living stew out of New Orleans. Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not a Teddy Bridgewater fan. I don't know how they won that game last week in Seattle. That's why they call it the NFL. It's the National Fix-It League. I don't know how they won that game.
Well,
Kip.
I got to tell you, Catherine Lowe, our executive producer here at ABC, is a Saints diehard. She's standing right outside the studio door with her brass knuckles.
You're doing a great job on production, but the Cowboys are going to beat the snot out of them this
duck
week.
Because right now steam's coming out of her ears picking against her Saints. All right, I've got an interesting one. I'm back on the dogs here. I'm all over the home dogs today. I got the Lions in the points. I got the Dolphins in the points, which I know is kind of lunacy, but I'm going with the whole lineup of home dogs today. This is the home dogs parlay. Get all over it.
Well, I admit, I mean, you're just totally blowing me away, Kip. I don't know if an alien has kidnapped you. And are you the real Kip Keefer? I mean, I like it, Kip. It's bold. It's bold, Kip. My baby right now is that bold graduating. My wife, we want to tell her congratulations.
Yep, we got to go. Sorry, Legend.
Oh, well,
see you next week.
Baby.